So I left O'Brien Quay this morning. It was low tide at 7:15. I wanted to leave on a rising tide. I've got quite a long way, so I wanted to leave early, but it ended up being a really cloudy morning, and I didn't want to leave before I got sufficient good visibility just to see rocks or stuff on the way, so the sun needed to be a bit higher. I waited for ages, but it was so cloudy, the light wasn't really improving, so I just went for it. There was one little gnarly bit where I went past the rock at Bell Island, because by that point the current was streaming this way, so I was ending up having to kind of crab along and go sideways in a gap that's not much bigger than my boat, so it was a little nerve-wracking, but I got through. It's super windy today. 25 knots through the night, steady 20, gusting 25, a little bit more, but fortunately it's behind me, so I'm doing a nice downwind sail. I've just got the jib up. I'm doing about 5 knots. I'm heading up to Hawksbill Key. That's my plan. That's got good protection from the wind direction, and the wind is supposed to clock around further to the south over the next couple of days, and you know, it's moderate protection on Hawksbill Key. If that's no good, then I might move up to Shroud Key or back to Shroud Key, but I've been there before. That's why I want to go somewhere new. Also, I want cell signal as well, because I've got some stuff I want to do on the internet.
After a few hours of brisk but pleasant downwind sailing, I anchored in the wide open anchorage at Hawksbill Key, dropped the dinghy and headed for the magnificent beach.
Huge beach. Tide is going out. I have decided to anchor just in case, you never know, maybe I get stuck on the island and go through a whole tide cycle. Oh, my juice. Actually, I want to go up this little cliff thingy here if I can. I don't think it's quite as impressive as O'Brien's Quay, where I felt I got more height, but it's still pretty cool.
Also, this time I did have my big camera with me. Now I'm going to walk to the other end of the beach and see what the view looks like from there. Pretty similar, really. I found a trail heading inland and followed it for a while until it split into two.
I've come to a fork in the road. Left or right? I'm going to go right, which looks less travelled. I've put this in the tree as a marker, so I know to go that way when I get back, if I get back. When I say less travelled, that may have been an understatement. Hardly travelled. I hope this is the right path. It kind of disappears for a bit. I'm kind of hoping it will reappear. Oh, this looks promising. Yes.
Eventually I got to the crest of the hill and I could see the other side of the island.
Not sure if I can get down to it, but remember, turn right at that tree. I'll put that there to mark it. And the path is just to the right of the big pile of rubbish.
It's quite a privilege to have such an amazing beach all to myself. But even I'm not going to try to walk to the far end of this one.
Just as I turned around, I got hit by a massive wave.
Coming here to places like this was what I dreamt of when I first started thinking about setting sail in my little boat. Absolutely magnificent. Back on board, reality bites. Very irritatingly, my water pump breaker is broken. And even though I've got 32 gallons of lovely fresh water, I can't get to it. So I'm replacing the broken with a new breaker. It's a bit fiddly, it kind of slots in there. It's a real pain to get in. New one in and working. It's true what they say. Cruising is all about fixing your boat in exotic locations.
The winds are still southeast, but I'm moving north I'm going to go to Norman's Key, which is basically that land mass up there somewhere. Well, it's only about 5 miles in that direction, but I've got to go round outside some shallows. So Norman's Key is the famous one that was owned by the cartels and used as a drug transshipment island in the 80s. And now it's a fancy resort and stuff, I think. So the winds are southeast, and over the next couple of days they kind of vary south, southeast, south, southeast, and then veer around to the west, and then veer around to the north, and then veer around to the east again. There's one place that's protected from all directions, and that's in a lagoon in the center of Norman's Key, but that's super shallow to get into, and also once you're in, you can't get out in strong easterlies, so I don't want to get trapped in there. So I'm looking for somewhere else. So I'm going to have to check this anchorage out at the south end of Norman's Key, see if that's protected, which is protected from the west, it's protected from the north, and I don't know how well it's protected from the south. If it's okay from the south, southeast, then I'll anchor there and I'll stay there until the wind clocks all the way around to the east again. So I'm anchored off Norman's Key, or Norman Key, I'm not sure if there's an S in there. There's Norman Key. It's a very tight little anchorage, and it's probably going to get busy because of this has been one of the few places with protection from the west. I'm probably not anchored exactly where I would like to be. As usual, my anchoring leaves a lot to be desired. I probably should be about 50 meters further in. I'm going to sit here for a while. It's quite a bit of current. I'm in fairly deep water. It's really a matter of how I swing with the current as the tide changes that will be the issue, but it'll be what it'll be. It is reasonably protected. You know, the waves are coming kind of crosswise, but I'm not really rolling as much as I expected. So yeah, hopefully this will be okay for the next couple of days.
The other feature of this anchorage is that it's quite close to another plane wreck, one of the innumerable flights bringing drugs north or cash south, that made a few people extraordinarily wealthy while causing misery for most. This must be one of the pilots after the fish have eaten their fill.
Good timing. I got there, was able to be around, have a good look before a big group of other people pitched up. Yeah, interesting. So no coke left in it, I don't think, not that I could see. And I wonder how it missed the runway. The runway's over there. Maybe it came in the squall. Yeah, interesting. Thunder and lightning today, heavy rain, so I've taken the opportunity to rush out and wash the boat, trying to get some of the salt off. This is the first rain I've had in a month at least, I think. Can't remember it raining since Nassau, which would be 6 weeks ago. Yeah, so anyway, I was thinking about maybe trying my rain catcher, water catcher, but I do have plenty of water and I'm going to be able to fill up again in a couple of days, so not really necessary, I don't think. It'll be a good experiment. Other than that, today is just going to be a sit-in, read my book day, minimise power usage because of obviously no solar on a day like today. I may have to run the engine a little bit this evening. See how the day goes. I don't know if you can hear that very well, but that's thunder and lightning, big wind gusts coming through. Yeah, this is why I picked this anchorage a couple of days ago, to be here for this. Well, the front's passed. That was pretty exciting. Torrential downpours, absolutely, and the boat's swinging all over the place. At one point, that boat there and I were facing each other, which didn't seem right at all. Oh yeah, the lightning, I switched all my instruments off because the lightning, that means I don't have an anchor alarm, so I was having to keep a close eye on things, so that positioning was getting me a bit worried. But it's all good, just swinging around, wind and current, very strange. The storm was pretty nasty, but the timing was pretty good. It came through, the front came through like 9 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, 9 o'clock yesterday morning, and it started kind of raining lightly So I was able to rush out, wash the boat, and got all that done. And then the front really hit, boom, torrential downpour, about 9-10ish. Cleared up for a couple of hours, and at that point I was actually thinking, oh yeah, that's it, it's gone, maybe I should move north now. I'm glad I decided to stay, because a second front came through pretty much directly afterwards, about midday, maybe a little after, and then it was just bouncing the whole night. Gradually died down about midnight, but it was pretty long and rough period. I'm pretty happy with my anchorage. I was glad I was where I was, because there was good protection from all directions and no long fetch for the waves to build up. Anyway, it was good. Wind is still out the northeast, so I've moved in. I'm tucked in behind a key called Lobster Key. That's Lobster Key, that's one end. And that's the other end. The wind is kind of northeast, so I'm tucked in, reasonably protected by this little key, Lobster Key. It's due to swing round to the east more through the night, but in that case I'm reasonably protected by Long Key. So I'm happy enough with my anchorage where I am. It's calm, kind of a bit of roll. Highbourne Key, which is the next big one up, there's a lot of traffic there, and I get weight coming, kind of wrapping around the island a little bit, but it's not too bad, it's fine. Anyway, I'm here because I'm hoping that Lobster Key is accurately named and I can actually see and catch a lobster, because I've seen a couple but only teeny little ones, and I want to find a decent sized one for my dinner. That's my goal. And I'm also well positioned here to scoot out and tomorrow head straight up to Nassau, about 36 miles away I think. And the wind, as the wind turns around to the east, then I should have a reasonable broad reach to get up to Nassau tomorrow. That's my hope, because there's a really big storm coming through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so I want to be somewhere secure in that, which may be an anchorage in Nassau, because I've not yet been able to find a marina.
Hop in my getaway car, let's go just for the night. Nowhere is ever too far, baby, all we got is time. Small town, run down, so let's run away from here. From the ghost to the coast, where everything is clear. Follow me from the past into the future. We don't need any bags or any pastors. Let's be in the present, I don't wanna sweat it, I just wanna start all over.
There's a lot of debris on the bottom here, including this keel.
All over. We don't need the memories, just need to wipe the slate clean.
And a mast.
Chaos of the peace, I need to focus on me. A small town, run down, so let's run away from here. From the ghost.
Clearly somebody had an unfortunate end to their sailing trip.
Follow me from the past into the future. We don't need any bags or any pastors. Let's be in the present, I don't wanna sweat it, I just wanna start all over.
No lobsters, but I love the way this baby ocean triggerfish swims.
Not living up to its billing, Lobster Key. Lots of super lobster condominium locations, but no lobster to be seen, any sign, nothing. That's a shame. Maybe it's lobstered out, you know. Back in the day it was Lobster Key, now it's no Lobster Key. Well, chicken for dinner. It's my last evening in the Exumas. I am heading to Nassau tomorrow. You know, I've been here 6 weeks, more or less, in the Exumas, and
Really enjoyed it. It's a lot busier than I was expected. This is ironically the first anchorage I've been in that I am the only boat in the anchorage, and it's my last night. General plan is to see the weather out in Nassau. There's a small window for a couple of days maybe to get across the Berry Islands, and then another front comes through, and so I'm going to be hopefully in the Berry Islands and there for about a week. But I'm enjoying this last evening, glorious sunset, and I'm gonna hang up now and have my last beer. Not my last beer, have my last Exuman beer. Cheers to the Exumas. Maybe see you again next year.
Follow me from the past into the future. We don't need any bags or any pastors. Let's be in the present. I don't wanna sweat it. I just wanna start all over. Just wanna start all over. All over.